Mike, how you feel like being in school, back in school? How you feel good back in school? Man, it's the longest week ever. This is my passwords. Um, T King, and then
Everyone's
But see,
ready?
even those are the
We
ones
ready?
that's getting
Okay.
kind of snippy too.
Yeah, I guess. That's a sacred piece of equipment there. We still gonna have to give it to the
I remember when
president.
that happened out in Beecher.
So,
back in,
yeah.
was that 2003 or 4 or something like that? You know, so
Testing 1, 2. I just don't feel worthy, so. Greetings and welcome to our first Flint Community School Board meeting of 2023. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
All right. Yep, you could clap. It's a Happy New Year. That's right. That's right. We're going to get started. Currently, the superintendent normally does not start the meeting, but because we are electing officers tonight, I am going to chair the meeting until such a time the board decides for a designee to continue the meeting on. So at this time, we are going to get started, but before we start with our elections of officers, we are going to start our swearing-in ceremony. All right, and I'm going to call the meeting to order and do a roll call. Board members, as I call your name, please reply present for the public record. Mr. Michael Clack.
present.
6:30. Dr. Joyce Ellis McNeil. Present. Mr. Teray King.
Present.
Laura McIntyre.
Present.
Claudia Perkins.
Present.
All right, thank you. Before we begin this portion of our meeting, which allows the public to address the board, we will be swearing in two newly elected board members, Ms. Melody Relaford and Mr. Dylan Luna. At this time, give them a hand. Awesome, 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 awesome. We have a very distinguished guest among us who will perform the swearing in of our newly elected board members. With us this evening is the Honorable Judge Tabitha Marsh from the 67th District Court. Welcome, Judge Marsh. So at this time, we're going to get started with our swearing in. And first, I'm going to call Miss Melody L. Relaford to the stage. Ms. Relaford is a lifelong resident of Flint. She is effectively known as Miss Melody to the community at large. She is currently a community health navigator serving 7 mid-Michigan counties. She attended and graduated from Flint Northern High School. Melody obtained her bachelor's from Northwood University. She completed master-level courses at Spring Arbor and Central Michigan University. Melody created Loads of Love, Marion's Community Closet, in loving memory of her late mother, Marion Relaford, and adolescent vision awareness programs while working as a community health worker. Her motto in leading is, listen to understand instead of listening to respond. Judge Marsh, I now present for the second time, Ms. Melody Relaford.
I do solemnly swear and affirm that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state.
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of office
I will faithfully discharge the duties of office
of member of the Board of Education of Flint, Michigan,
of member of the Board of the Flint Board of Education of Michigan,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability. Thank you.
I'm not sure. So public, I want to make sure you all know that we cannot have any public members on the stage. So please, if you would like to take pictures, you would have to take them from the floor. Thank you. Next, we're going to call Mr. Dylan Luna. Born and raised in Flint, Dylan grew up on the South Side as the oldest of 6 children. He earned his Bachelor of Arts in Public Policy from Michigan State University, Master of Arts in Urban Pedagogy from the University of Michigan, Ann Arbor, and his Master's of Business Administration from the University of Michigan, Flint. He began his career as a high school teacher on the South Side of Chicago. He later taught Spanish to students in Detroit before returning to his hometown to teach all subjects as an elementary teacher. Dylan also spent 3 years in educational policy and government relations. In this space, he worked with state legislators and other key stakeholders to advocate for educational equity, fair funding, and common sense solutions to improve opportunity for students across 5 states, including Michigan. He currently serves as a business development manager for the Flint and Genesee Economic Alliance, collaborating with key government, business, and civic partners to advance economic prosperity, investments, and jobs for Flint and Genesee County. Dylan's public policy and advocacy experience includes serving as an organizer for multiple political campaigns and government relations specialist for a national education management company, and as an active member of Leadership for Educational Equity. In his community, Dylan often volunteers at the Martis Luna Food Pantry and has coached track and cross-country in Flint Community Schools. He currently serves as the treasurer of the board of directors for 100K Ideas and is an active alumnus of the Michigan chapter of Teach for America. I present Judge Marsh, Mr. Dylan Luna.
Repeat after me.
You got it.
I do solemnly swear or affirm
I do solemnly swear or affirm
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of this state,
and the Constitution of this state,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of office
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of this office,
of member of the Board of Education of Flint, Michigan,
of member of the Board of Education of Flint, Michigan,
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations to you, Mr. Luna.
Thank you.
We are now a full board of 7, and we are so happy to have our board all together. And we are planning to do great work for our community, as we have started even last year. And I'm excited as the superintendent representing this district to work with a great group of professionals, as all of you are on this board. It is our desire that we can pull together, do great things for our community, and provide great education for all of our scholars, and build a better future for Flint Community Schools. And we believe that this is the board that's going to help us get this done. Amen. So I take my hat off to all of you. Congratulations for those of you who just started, and let's continue the work for those of you who have been here. So let's give our board a round of applause. At this time, we have some community members that may want to speak to the board. The board will now hear comments from the public. We ask that you state the reason for addressing the board, and that you limit your remarks to 3 minutes on matters within the authority of the board and not address individuals by name. The presiding officer of the board shall have the right to limit the number of persons who may address the board on the same subject. Please state your name and address first before beginning to speak. We have a couple of names that we're going to call up, and then afterward, we would ask if there's anyone else that would like to address our board. First, we'll have Ms. Carrie Downs.
Good evening, Board. My name is Carrie Downs. I'm absolutely blessed to be the director of the Flint Community Education Initiative, located at 452 South Saginaw here in Flint. First, let me say happy Board Appreciation Month. Thank you to those board members who are continuing to serve, and welcome and congratulations to the new board members. As a representative from the Flint Community Education Initiative, I'd just like to say that we are so honored to partner with the Flint Community Schools. From our initial launch of community education back in 2014 until today, we've worked together with district leaders, school staff, students, families, community members, partners, and local organizations to provide supports, opportunities, and services to the Flint community. We do this by providing 11 community school directors serving in each of the 11 Flint community schools. We focus on integrated supports for scholars, families, and community members. Our focus, is to develop the community hubs at the schools that support students and families' efforts to advance educational and health equity and promote community ownership of these hubs. We focus on increasing students' attendance, reading levels, and graduation rates by working closely with the school staff because these are strong indicators of student, family, and community success. Our work aligns with the district's strategic plan. Our 4 long-term outcomes that we work with, again, aligned with the district's strategic plan, include improved student and community member health, improved student attendance, improved student achievement, and improved graduation rates. The list of opportunities that we provide is long, but includes things like success mentoring, after-school clubs, adult programming, such as Hustle Aerobics, one of our most popular activities for adults. We offer GED program, family bowling events, movie nights, literacy programs, STEM programs, K-6 crim sports, the Greater Flint Olympian Games, Canusa, family rec days, and so much more. I will plan to join you each month at this board meeting to make sure that you are up to date in the work that we're doing because, again, we partner with the district under the district leadership. I'll share highlights of the work that we're doing in public comment as well as any upcoming events, but our team would also love to provide a 20-minute presentation sometime in the future to report to you regarding our work. One example that I want to share with you tonight is the community education work that was done in collaboration with Principal Rachel Turner at Freeman Elementary. Freeman has created a food pantry at their school building that is open twice a week to serve anyone in the community with providing emergency food. Tonight I have for you some t-shirts. They're not gifts, by the way. They are promotional efforts. We're hoping that you will help us share the great news of all the great things going on in the Flint Community Schools, and this is one tool to do that. The shirts that I'm sharing with you tonight include a logo that was designed using artwork from the students at Freeman and also honors our AmeriCorps partnership. So I'll provide these to Miss Pam, and she can share those shirts with you. And additionally, I have a one-page document for your reference about the work we're doing, and it also includes photos and the titles of our community school directors so you know who's leading the community ed work in your Flint community schools. Thank you so much for your time.
Next, we have Tamaya Dudley.
My name is Tamaya Dudley, and I am the class president of Flint Southwestern. And I wanted to read this letter that I wrote to the superintendent, but I'm new to Southwestern, so I don't think you actually got it, because my email was kind of messed up for like the first 3 months of school. Okay, to whom it may concern, on November 15th in my first hour class, my teacher and a student had an incident. The male student was talking to his friends, and one of the words he used was the N-word. So now when I say the N-word, because I don't want to actually say it, I'll just lift my finger for each time that she actually said it. Okay, so he used the N-word talking to his friends, and our first hour teacher proceeded to explain to the whole first hour class, if you can say the N-word, why can't I? Which, like I said, that's her actually saying the N-word instead of saying N-word. Like, so, N-I-G-G-A, that's her saying it. How would you feel if I seen you at the mall and I said, what's up, my N-word? Now, I was late to school, so I missed the first hour. And when I got to school, I took my senior pictures, and all my friends told me about the situation. I heard how my peers were angry and disappointed and how hurt they felt. Nobody wanted to speak up about the situation, so me, as class president, I did. Around lunchtime, after taking some pictures with my friends, because it was senior pictures and we all were dressed up and were feeling real nice, I went to her by myself in an empty classroom while she was planning, and I politely said, "Miss C." She looked up at me and said, "Yes." I said, "Something you said in class disturbed my peers and they felt very uncomfortable." She said, "What did we discuss in class earlier? The N-word?" Which is her saying it. I ignored her because she just said it again after I just said how uncomfortable they felt and disturbed they felt. So still in my respectful manner, I said, "Yes, they just feel like you shouldn't have been saying it and that the conversation could have been avoided. You could have said, 'Don't say the N-word in my class,' not 'don't say N-I-G-G-A in my class." She told me, just like I told them, this is my classroom, and if he can say the N-word, I can say the N-word. She then adjusted herself, because as I said, she was planning, so she was kind of relaxed, sitting in her seat. She sat up, and she said the N-word 8 times in a row in my face, looking me in the eyes. So at that point, I was furious, and I walked away because I just knew that it was no getting past that. So to sum it up, because I got 40 seconds, I just felt that it was wrong, and how can kids sit in a classroom in that environment knowing their teacher doesn't respect them or it's no mutual respect there? And none of the kids at the school wants to speak up because they feel like they will be made an example. Well, we have 3 reasons. So some of the students feel like they won't have a teacher and it's our senior year and they won't get a grade. Some feel like they'll be made an example, so they won't speak up. And then it's just others that didn't experience it individually like I did, so they feel like they shouldn't say anything at all. And I just feel like that's a big problem for her to be at the school after this situation happened like that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Next, we're going to have Mr. Paul Jordan.
Good evening and thank you. My name is Paul Jordan. I live at 440 East Atherton Road in Flint. I want to offer the new board members my heartfelt congratulations and my great hopes for the future. I was a board member sitting in your seat at a different building, but still your seat, from 2005 to 2009. My greatest hope for you is that we see no more headlines, no more drama, just taking care of business. I hope you always all address the chair, no personal remarks. Read all the material that's given to you and think about it, and if you've got questions, take care of them ahead of time. And do the people's business as well as you can. I have a regret that I'd like to share from my time. I have many regrets, but most of them would take longer than I have to share. You're gonna probably cry some tears before you're done, and that's okay. There are going to be people who appreciate the good work you do, and some who disparage you. This isn't a job for anybody who seeks glory, because you know the challenges of the district and this city as well as I do. But this is the regret that kind of haunts me. I served on the disciplinary committees, where you make decisions regarding whether children should be given a long-term suspension or expulsion. And at that time, there was an attorney who made the case against the student. And the students and their parents would appear with no advocate. And that's a recipe for unequal justice. And given the dire consequences of an expulsion, I would urge each of you who sits, assuming that the district does not provide an advocate, that you take upon yourself the role of advocate for that child. Read all the materials. If it doesn't make sense to you, let somebody know ahead of time. And if they don't satisfy you, bring it up and defend that child. The thing that haunts me is a cognitively impaired child who we expelled because she defended herself when the adults wouldn't. They turned away. Don't be in that position. So thank you for your time and attention.
Thank you. Are there any more members of the public that would like to address our board? At this time, we'll ask you to come to the podium.
Good evening. My name's Terry Jones. I'm the Vice President of Teach Out Security Solutions. We're the company that provides security to the Flint schools. I want to welcome the new board members. I want to welcome the old board members, and I haven't been to a meeting since we had a virtual meeting some time ago. I attended the Flint schools from 1966 to 1979. My mother has taught is working for the Flint schools for over 50 years now, and she still is. The reason I'm here is really pretty simple. If you have issues with our company, please, please, please call me. Our number is 810-732-4849. Please, please, please call me because I'll fix it. We don't do things sideways. And that's all I have to say. Thank you very much.
Good evening.
Good evening.
And congratulations to all of you guys who've just been here and to the full board. And I'm looking for a great board and great activities from you. But today I stand here as mayor of the city of Flint, here to give you congratulations as well, but also to extend the partnership initiative for the young people of the city of Flint and the families alike to make sure that the municipality and the school district works together in a more robust way. So I offer that today, and I also have Lottie Ferguson with us here today, that's our resilience coordinator for the city of Flint. I figured that she's closer to the age of some of the newly elected officials here, so she can speak that millennial to Michael and Dylan. But definitely I want to be able to offer something that's probably not been precedented here in the past, a robust partnership. City of Flint, the school district, working on behalf of our families in this community. Young people cannot become what they cannot see. They cannot do what they do not know. You have a tremendous responsibility and you need help and support, and we're here to offer that level of support. And I give it now to our resilience coordinator for the city of Flint, Lottie Ferguson.
Thank you, Mayor. My name is Lottie Ferguson, and I echo his sentiments of wanting to have a more robust partnership with the Flint School District. I am a product of the Flint Community Schools, and so I'm happy to be here and lend whatever hand that I can. Resilience in the city of Flint is about three things: one, social, environmental, and economic. And if we build a net of resilience around our kids, we offer them supports in those three areas and more, then we can ensure that they have exactly what they need to have the potential or grow to the potential that they can grow to. Congratulations again, and have a great evening.
God bless.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Nadia Rodriguez, 1610 East Court Street, resident, alumni, staff. Most of you are probably very familiar with my face. I often have a lot of things to address, but tonight I want to do something a little bit differently and just kind of give you a glimpse into a day in the life. So unlike most evenings, I actually wrote something down. To teach in Flint. To teach in Flint is a gift. It means connecting with my community, offering opportunities I had as a child, and being a part of being a part of those light bulb moments. To teach in Flint is an honor. It's working with dedicated professionals, watching and learning from peers who love our students the way we love our own children at home, and making a promise every day to be the positive light for a small human. To teach in Flint is a sacrifice. It's deciding whether I'm going to fill my car with gas or if I'm going to buy healthy snacks for my hungry students. If I'm going to be buying a vacuum and a mop to keep in my classroom because I know that my room won't be cleaned regularly. And coming to work sick because I can't let my kids down knowing there won't be anyone there to fill my place. To teach in Flint is a hazard. It means ants are going to create ant hills through the floor tiles overnight while I'm gone. Mold is going to be growing that's going to make me sick after the third burst pipe in my classroom in 5 years, and the district hasn't made any effort to do any remediation of any kind. It requires the purchase of fire extinguishers because there aren't sprinkler systems in our rooms. It's keeping baseball bats in your room because the district won't protect you from parents threatening to or actually assaulting you on school property. It's carrying a phone charger because there aren't working phones in our classrooms for emergencies. It's buying and storing extra clothing for not only myself, but for my students, for the days that go on and on without heat. To teach in Flint can be demoralizing. It's being criticized by members of our own school board in public. It's the knowledge that you're trusted to teach not only your class, but the class of your peers at the same time, but you aren't trusted to come in on the weekends to prepare for that teaching. It's knowing that you can give your blood, sweat, and tears day in and day out, and you won't be paid a living wage. We're asked constantly to do more. And it's always the idea of, we do it for the kids. And we do, and we continue to, and we will continue to. There are fewer of us every day who are continuing to do that work. We do it because we love our community. We do it because I love our kids. And I want you to think about one thing, please. There is another group of people who you will regularly hear saying, we do it for the kids. We stay for the kids. They're battered women. Thank you.
Thank you for your public comments. This next portion of our meeting calls for the election of officers. At this time, based on bylaw, I am seeking a motion for a nomination of a designee to serve as acting chairperson for this portion until we have received a president to run the rest of the meeting. So at this time, are there any board members that would like to make a motion of a designee to act as chairperson? Dr. Joyce.
A motion, designate Claudia Perkins.
Okay. Dr. Joyce has made a motion for Claudia Perkins. Is there any other board members that have someone that they would like to designate?
I think we can have Mr. Jones do that.
Second.
I have to get a second for Claudia. I'm sorry. We have to get a second.
Yeah, he's second.
Are you seconding?
Mr. Jones.
Okay, so he's seconding Mr. Teray's motion. We need a second for your motion. Okay, so, all right, so we're going to do this in any other.
I didn't understand what happened here. I made the motion for her.
Right.
Who seconded?
No, Ms. Laura just seconded, so what we're going to do is,
Who else was nominated is what they're asking.
Mr. Teray nominated myself to take us through that portion. Mr. Jones, he nominated Mr. Jones to take us through that portion. And it was seconded by Mr. Luna. Okay, so I'm gonna go through, and if it's a yay for Ms. Perkins, then we'll see the votes, and then we'll go through in your motion, Mr. King. All right.
Jones.
Yes.
Can we do a roll call, please?
Yes, I'm about to do a roll call for Ms. Perkins. Yes, sir.
Just to make sure that I'm under the same understanding, this is just for this portion of the meeting, correct?
Yeah, just
It's just to have us elect a president, after which the president will take us through the rest of the meeting. All right? So, Mr. Clack, we'll start with you. This is for the motion to have Ms. Perkins lead us through this portion of the meeting. Yay or nay?
Nay.
Mr. Jones?
Okay, so, you want us to say the name? So say the name of the person who you would like to run. It's either myself or Ms. Perkins.
Mr. Jones.
Okay.
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones?
Okay.
Mr. Jones? Mr. Jones?
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones.
Okay.
Thank you.
We're all clear? Okay. All right. Okay. That is the end of this.
You weren't expecting that.
Have a script for this part? All right. Thank you all for your patience. All right. The process for the election is that I will entertain all nominations for president for this position. Once I have all nominations, we will have a roll call vote. I ask that when I call your name, you give the name of the candidate of your choice. Once I have completed the roll call and we have a majority vote, the selection for the office of president will be completed. Are there any questions or comments before we begin? All right. As I stated, the first office is that of president for 2023. I will entertain all nominations at this time.
Mr. Jones?
Yes.
I nominate Trustee Williford for president.
Okay.
Trustee Williford.
Okay. Mr. Luna has nominated Trustee Relaford for president. Any other nominations?
Yes, Mr. Jones. Mr. Michael Clax
Okay.
for president.
All right. Dr. Joyce has nominated Mr. Michael Clack. Any other nominations? All right. At this time, we have 2 nominations for president, and we are going to take a roll call vote. We're going to start. Mr. Clack, first of all,
Do their self.
do you accept the nomination, Ms. Relaford?
Yes.
All right. Mr. Clack, do you accept the nomination?
I do.
Okay. All right. So we'll take a roll call vote. All right. Mr. Clack, please call the name of the person that you want to vote for.
Well,
Yourself.
I'm going to vote for myself.
Okay. Dr. Joyce Ellis McNeil,
Mr. Clack.
Mr. Teray King,
Relaford.
Mr. Dylan Luna,
Williford.
Laura McIntyre,
Michael Clack.
Claudia Perkins,
Michael Clack.
and Ms. Relaford.
Ms. Rutherford.
Okay. We have completed. What are the? All right. All right. So we have completed this. Mr. Clack, you are. You want me to read something else? Okay. The majority indicates that we will have Mr. Michael Clack serve as president for 2023.
Thank you.
So we're going to ask you to come and take this seat, Mr. Clack.
When we take that over there.
Is that your computer? Okay. All right. At this time, I would like to turn the floor over to our newly elected president, President Michael Clack.
Oh, that's my mouse.
We gotta get situated here. Go ahead.
Pen should be over there too. I'm sorry about this, everybody. Okay, thank you, Mr. Jones. I will now continue the election process as Mr. Jones outlined. Once I receive all nominations, I will conduct a roll call vote, and you will state your name, the name of your candidate of choice. Does anybody have any questions? Mr. King,
Oh, no questions, I'm sorry.
go forward to your nomination.
Yes. I would nominate myself.
For what office is this?
So this is for, the next nomination is for Vice President. Mr. Ray? Go ahead, Mr. King.
I would nominate myself, Mr. Clark.
Okay, I will entertain any other nominations. Ms. Perkins?
I nominate Dr. Joyce Ellis McNeil.
Anyone else? Okay. Seeing there are no other nominations, we will now conduct a roll call vote. Okay. Dr. Joyce?
Yes, I accept that.
I'm sorry?
Are you asking me to?
This roll call vote.
They need to accept the nomination.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's all right.
I accept-
So-
We're doing this together. We all right.
Sorry, all right. Okay,
We all good.
all right. So you accept the nomination?
Yes, I do.
And Ms. Rutherford?
No,
Mr. King, I'm
Mr.
sorry.
King.
I do.
All right. Okay. So seeing no other nominations, we'll now conduct a roll call vote. Dr. McNeil?
Myself.
Okay. Mr. King?
King.
Okay. Mr. Luna?
King.
Ms. McIntyre?
Dr. McNeil.
Ms. Perkins?
Dr. McNeil.
And myself, I'm going to go with Mr. King.
Did she vote?
Did she vote?
Did you vote, Ms.
Can I
Rutherford?
vote? Can I?
My bad. Yes, you may.
King.
Okay.
Now you vote.
Mr. King?
King? Yeah, we got him.
No, yeah, that was me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Members of the board, we have reached a majority vote for Vice President. The majority indicates that we will have Mr. King serve as Vice President for 2023. Okay, we'll move on to action item 21.4, nomination of the Secretary. Are there any nominations?
Mr. President, I nominate Ms. Willard for president. I'm sorry, for secretary.
Okay, any other nominations
For secretary.
for Secretary? Okay. Seeing there are no other nominations, we'll now conduct a roll call vote. Dr. Joy?
Sorry, what?
I'm sorry, do you accept the nomination?
No.
You do not accept the nomination.
So you seek any other nominations for that position?
Any other nominations for Secretary?
I nominate Claudia Perkins.
Okay. Any other nominations? Do you accept?
Yes.
Okay. Seeing there are no other nominations, we'll now conduct a roll call vote. Dr. Joyce?
Yes, Claudia Perkins.
Mr. King?
Perkins.
Mr. Luna?
Perkins.
Ms. McIntyre?
Claudia Perkins.
Ms. Perkins?
Perkins.
And Ms. Rutherford?
Perkins.
Myself, I'm going to go with Ms. Perkins. Congratulations. Members of the board, we have reached a majority vote for Secretary, and the majority indicates that we'll have Ms. Claudia Perkins serve as Secretary for 2023. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Okay, moving on to action item 21.5, nomination and election of treasurer. Are there any nominations?
Yes.
Okay, we have two. Mr. King put his hand up first.
I would like to nominate Trustee Luna.
Trustee Luna. Okay, any other nominations?
Yes. Laura McIntyre.
Any other nominations?
You can nominate me.
Okay,
No, she got to say.
I nominate Dr. Joyce Ellis McNeil.
okay. Any other nominations? You accept?
I do.
You accept?
Yes.
Okay. All right, seeing there are no other nominations, we'll now conduct a roll call vote.
Can we, did you accept?
No.
Okay, all right, so she did not accept. All right, we're just trying to make sure we have the right notes.
Okay.
Okay.
Dr. Joyce?
Yes, myself.
Okay. Mr. King?
Luna?
Mr. Luna?
Luna.
Ms. McIntyre?
Dr. Joyce Ellis McNeil.
Ms. Perkins?
Dr. Joyce.
Ms. Relaford?
Luna.
And myself, Mr. Clack, I'm going to go with Mr. Luna. Okay, members of the board, we have reached the majority. Members of the board, we have reached a majority vote for treasurer. The majority indicates that we will have Trustee Dylan Luna serve as treasurer for 2023. Okay, moving on to action item 21.6, nomination and election of assistant secretary / treasurer. Are there any nominations?
Mr. President,
Yeah.
I nominate Dr. Joyce McNeil for Assistant Treasurer and Secretary.
Okay.
Fine.
Any other nominations? Mr. King?
I'll nominate Trustee Relaford.
No.
She declines. Any other nominations?
I nominate myself.
Okay. Trustee McIntyre nominates herself. Anyone else? Okay, seeing there are no other nominations, we'll now conduct a roll call vote. Dr. Joyce?
Yes, Laura McIntyre.
Mr. King?
McIntyre.
Mr. Luna?
McIntyre.
Ms. McIntyre?
Laura McIntyre.
Ms. Perkins?
Laura McIntyre.
And Ms. Relaford?
McIntyre.
And myself, Ms. McIntyre. So, members of the board, we have reached a majority vote for Assistant Secretary / Treasurer. The majority indicates that we will have Laura McIntyre serve as Secretary / Treasurer for Assistant Secretary / Treasurer for 2023. Congratulations. Okay, action item 21.7, nomination and election. We doing this again?
We'll go to the next. Hold on for me.
Okay. So we still voting on this?
Yeah, so let me explain this one. This is in case that we have no one in office. Normally, it is the CFO that will deal with the treasurer, the treasury work, and would keep notes of those items. So our CFO is Ms. Tish Wolf, and it's a normal action for us to be able to keep up this work if there's no board member to do that work. And so she's really not here to say I accept or anything of that nature, but it's our normal job to do. So we wouldn't deny to do our work. So if that is something that the board would like to vote on, we can, or we can just take that assignment. So
Normally, we just take that, you guys just take that assignment, we don't vote on it. So it's up to the pleasure of the board, but
So if we want to go on the record and do vote, we might as well, we can go through that process. So, but normally it is something that we take on as an assignment. Yes, sir.
I would nominate Dr. Wolf to fill that position.
We have a second? You
you don't need a second,
Okay,
because that's automatic.
okay. So Dr. Wolf. Okay, So seeing there are no other nominations, we'll now conduct a roll call vote. Dr. Joyce?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Dr. Wolf?
Mr. Luna?
Dr. Wolf.
Ms. McIntyre?
Dr. Wolf.
Ms. Perkins?
Dr. Wolf?
Ms. Relaford?
Dr. Wolf.
And myself, Dr. Wolf. Members of the board, we have reached a majority, and the majority vote for Assistant Secretary / Treasurer for the administration. The majority indicates that we will have Dr. Wolf serve as Assistant Secretary / Treasurer for the administration for 2023. Okay, at this time, I would like a round of applause for our new board officers for 2023.
Great job. What about 21, 28? What do you know about that? 20?
So, yeah, I was going to move on to that.
What are you going to say?
Okay, all right. So 21.8, appointment of Flint Board of Education liaison and alternate to the Genesee County Association of School Board Members Executive Committee. It has been properly moved and seconded that we appoint. Okay. So I can nominate?
Talk up so everyone can hear the conversation.
Yes, ma'am.
Normally, that position always goes to the president. That's just in our bylaws, so we don't have to nominate for that. It's automatic. It's the spot for the president.
But we do need it.
But you do have to seek a motion for that and approve it.
But I can nominate.
Yeah, because you yourself. Can you seek the motion?
Mr. President?
Okay.
Excuse me.
Yes, sir.
I would like to make a motion to nominate President Clark for this position, 21.8.
You always do it. It's for you.
Okay.
Second.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay. It has been properly moved and seconded that we appoint myself, Michael Clack, as the Flint School liaison, and Michael Clack as the Flint School's alternate to the Genesee County. But I can still not, can I do that before I do it? Okay.
Let's finish this one first.
So just continue to read that.
Continue with you, and then we'll. Okay, thank you.
So do I
You
nominate
can,
him?
you can.
Okay, I'd like to make a nomination.
For an alternate.
For the alternate, yes.
Yes.
So you need to make a motion.
I need to make a motion to make a nomination to have an alternate.
Support.
Okay. I would like to nominate Dr. Joyce as the alternate. Does I have a second?
Second.
You accept? Okay. Okay, so Dr. Joyce McNeil as the Flint School alternate to the Genesee County Association of School Board Members Executive Committee for 2023. Is there any discussion?
I just want to say welcome aboard, everybody. I think we did a great job in selecting a new team. And I just got out of training. We're talking about trust. And I hope that's what we start off with. And trusting our candidates, our officers, to do the right thing. I'm here to support, nothing else but to support for the great outcome of our kids. And we're going to change that narrative. And we're going to get off of that intervention program, because I think we got the right president and vice president in order and the right team. Congratulations to our new board members.
Is there any more discussion? Okay. Seeing no further discussion, the motion to approve action item number 21.8 will be conducted by a roll call vote. As I call your name, please say yes or no to approve this motion. Dr. Joyce?
Support, yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Mr. Luna?
Yes.
Ms. McIntyre?
Yes.
Ms. Perkins?
Yes.
Ms. Relaford?
No.
And myself, Mr. Clack, yes. Okay, the motion passes. 6-1. The motion passes by a vote of 6-1. 6 yes, 1 no. Okay. Okay. All right, Pam has passed out Form 1180 as well as a copy of Bylaw 1180 that talks about the board's committees. Each board member is asked to complete the notice of interest and return it to Pam by Friday, January 20th. Once all the forms are returned, I will have an idea of which committee you wish to serve on for 2023, so we can take action on February 8th. This concludes our annual organization meeting.
Not yet, I'm sorry. The board members have to be able to have comments.
Okay.
So that's not there for you. So I'm sorry about that.
All right.
At this time, are there any comments from the board?
At this time, we'll accept any comments from the board.
I do.
Mr. Luna?
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. President. I just want to say a couple things. First off, I think we have a unique opportunity to really do some great things for our students, some really transformational work. I think, as far as I can remember, this is the first time probably ever we've had such change and so many new faces on the Flint Board of Education. So I think that speaks to the desire for change, but also, more importantly, the desire to work together. Us as a board, the administration, you all as a community, teachers, staff, the teacher unions, the students, you name it, the city of Flint, we heard the mayor talk about that, and I just think we can really do some great things, not just for our current students, but for the future students who will use our schools, who will walk through our hallways, and hopefully will come back to Flint after they go to college, buy a home, and raise their kids and put them in Flint Community School. So thank you guys for your support, but also congrats to everyone on this stage and y'all here in the community, so thank you.
Mr. King?
I would like to say first, thank all the public speakers that came. Second, to all the officers, to all the board, let's work together to build our district. To the superintendent, we appreciate you and the team. Let's move this district forward, and that is my comment.
Mr. President.
Ms. Rutherford?
I just want to congratulate everyone, and I look forward to working with everyone to move the district forward. Sometimes you got to pivot, and I hope everyone's prepared to pivot at certain times. But what's important is moving the district forward. We're here to serve the people, not for the people to serve us. And I think as long as we do that, we'll be fine. So congratulations, everyone.
Thank you. Any more comment?
Well, I want to, first of all, thank the public for their comments. I also am an advocate to help get our community back on the right track. I'm an advocate for public schools. I said that when I campaigned. I want to work with everyone here so that we can change our community and make it what I know it used to be and make it even better. I have a lot of ideas for a lot of positive change, and I would like to see that and let our community just blossom back and be vibrant and let us get together, you know, and be on one accord. Unity is the key, and respect is at the top of the list. So I love the superintendent, and I love everybody. But I would hope that we can all come together and make positive change. And congratulations to everyone.
Thank you. Any more comment?
So congratulations to everybody. This is very exciting. It's good to see a whole board up here functioning, and I look forward to many great things to come. I just, like Ms. Perkins, I just want to reiterate my commitment to public education and keeping it public and keeping it local and, you know, at the will of the people and the students and the parents and the families in our community, and making sure that we have home rule back in our school district, and we really bring some of those, maybe those entities that have been outsourced back into the district now that we have a more robust functioning board. It would be a real shame to see the movement of privatization and austerity policies continue to hamstring our district and really take away our democratic rights and our principles. Education should be local, it should be public, and we need to fight to keep it that way. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Dr. Joyce, do you have?
Would you like to?
Do you want to say anything?
No, I spoke already, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, seeing as there's no one else, I'll take this time to speak myself. First off, I would like to thank the city of Flint and its residents for putting us in this position to represent the students, the community. I would like to also put that we all intend to bring trust back into the district. We all intend to bring a sense of pride back into the district. I also would like to let the students know that we have your back, the scholars, and as well as the educators, the teachers, and the administrations. Just want to say thank you to everybody. That's pretty much it.
And congratulations.
Mr. President,
And congratulations, yes, sir.
I want to make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay, motion accepted.
Second.
Okay.
Meeting's adjourned.
Meeting, can I, right, let's say, what time is it? Yeah, the meeting adjourned at 7:27, but can I get all of the new electees to stay after? We got to sign some paperwork before we go.
Thank you.
Do I
Thank
get
you.
to slam the gavel?
Yes, sir. That's it.